Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews Primetime. My name is Cairo, and we will be here to serve you the latest headlines that truly care for you. We are live on Kool FM, News Radio 93.1, and on TGON News YouTube channel. Let's start with our first round of headlines as a bill pushing for the imposition of the death penalty by firing squad for government officials convicted of corruption and other grave cases was filed before the House of Representatives. Under House Bill number 11211, or the proposed death penalty for corruption act filed by Zamboanga City 1st District Representative Kimmer Adan Olaso, conviction for the following cases will merit the death penalty, which are graft and corruption as defined under Republic Act number 3019 or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, malversion of public funds as defined under the Revised Penal Code, and plunder as defined under Republic Act number 7080. According to Olaso, he came up with the idea that corruption remains one of the gravest threats to the Philippines' growth. Olaso wrote in the bill's explanatory note, despite the existence of numerous laws aimed at combating graft, malversation, and plunder, the persistence of these crimes suggests that current measures are insufficient to deter public officials from engaging in corrupt practices. This proposed bill seeks to impose the ultimate penalty of death by firing squad on public officials, from the president to the lowest barangay official convicted by the Sandiganbayan of graft and corruption, malversation of public funds, and plunder. The bill emphasizes accountability and deterrence, making it clear that public office is a public trust and any violation of that trust must be met with the severest consequences, he added. Under the bill, all public officials, whether elected or appointed, including members of the military and police forces, will be sentenced to the death penalty if the Sandiganbayan convicts them. To ensure due process, the death penalty would only be carried out if the following circumstances were met. The Supreme Court affirms the conviction. The conviction has undergone the mandatory automatic review process as required by the Constitution and other applicable laws, and the accused has exhausted all legal remedies available under Philippine law, including appeals and motions for reconsideration. These safeguards aim to uphold the fundamental rights of the accused while ensuring that the imposition of the death penalty is applied only in cases where guilt is conclusively established, the bill reads. Also filed the bill last December 16, 2024, and was referred to the House Committee on Justice last December 18. Currently, the death penalty or capital punishment is not being implemented in the country as it is disallowed by the 1987 Constitution unless for compelling reasons like heinous crimes. But a few years after crafting the Constitution, a strong push for the death penalty's restoration due to increasing crime rates led to its re-establishment during the administration of former President Fidel Ramos. It was implemented by Ramos' successor, former President Joseph Estrada. However, it was repelled after former President Golia Macapagal Arroyo signed Republic Act No. 9346, or an act prohibiting the imposition of death penalty in the Philippines. This is not the first time that a lawmaker pushed for the death penalty for government officials convicted of corruption-related cases. Last October 2024, CPAC Party List Representative Eddie Villanueva said he would push for a law imposing the death penalty on corrupt government officials who stole over 100 million pesos. Senator Ronald De La Rosa also filed a bill reinstating the death penalty, but only for high-level drug trafficking, fearing that including corruption as among the crimes punishable by death would not get support. Meanwhile, tech scams have resorted to guerrilla operations after the deadline to shut down Philippine offshore gaming operators, according to Information and Communication Technology Secretary Ivan John Uy. The remark came during the joint press conference at Camp Carmen on Wednesday, where the Philippine National Police Anti-Cybercrime Group PNP ACG announced the arrest of a Malaysian national for selling an illegal tax blasting machine online. Since POCOs have been banned and their networks have been disassembled, they have gone into what we call guerrilla operations. They have shrunk, they have become smaller teams and spread out. That's where they are now, UI said in Filipino. Before these scammers, they used POCO facilities, so they were in big buildings. They used to occupy huge buildings with a lot of people and then they operate from there, he explained. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. declared a ban on POCOs during his third State of the Nation address last July and formalized the directive in executive order last November, giving operators only until December 31st, 2024 to close up shop. As the deadline for the POCO shutdown approached, the Department of Information and Communication Technology told Inquirer.net that it logged a significant decrease in the number of tax scams. However, at the press conference in Camp Crame on Wednesday, the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center said the arrested Malaysian national was selling a tax plus device, a new mobile technology. UI said this is a cat and mouse operation. They will hide, they will find new technologies and new models. They will always be changing. So us in the government, we also have to be very agile. We have to see to it that our people are updated on the latest technology. Before, there were fewer targets because they were big. Now many small targets. So we have to deploy more people and more equipment, he added. Meanwhile, Philippine National Police Chief General Romel Marbel gave police units until March to eradicate active private armed groups or be relieved from the posts. The ultimatum came as the PNP reported monitoring 3 active PAGs and 5 potential PAGs ahead of the May 2025 midterm elections. PNP spokesperson Brigadier General Joan Farjado said in the press briefing at Camp Crame on Wednesday, the PNP chief issued an ultimatum that by March, they identified 3 active private armed groups and the 5 we are closely monitoring that our potential private armed groups must be eradicated. When asked what consequences will the concerned police office face if they fail to eradicate the PAGs in their areas of responsibility, Farjado replied, this may be a ground for the relief. That is the instruction of the chief PNP. Farjado is also currently the director of Police Regional Office 3, which is located in Central Luzon. She said, our fear here is that if they are dismantled, there is a big possibility that they will be used to harass and intimidate not only rival candidates but also voters. The PNP spokesperson added, these 3 active PAGs and 5 potential PAGs are already identified, so there is no reason for the field commanders, particularly the concerned regions and province, for them not to handle this situation. According to Farjado, the active PAGs are located in Central Luzon, Central Visayas, and the Zamboanga Peninsula. Meanwhile, the potential PAGs are located in the Ilos region, Cagayan Valley, Calabarzon, Eastern Visayas, and the Bangsamoro Administration region in Muslim Mindanao. Further, Farjado said the PNP was deploying additional personnel in the listed areas of concern to bolster security for the midterm elections. Marco previously ordered the National Police Force to intensify efforts against PAGs and loose firearms ahead of the elections. And the Department of Education, or DepEd, is considering to start the implementation of the reducing core subjects in the senior high school curriculum this year. Education Secretary Sonny Angara recalled in the Kapihan sa Manila Bay Forum in Malate, Manila on Wednesday. Actually, the plan is to implement it in 2026, but we are targeting its implementation this 2025. In November 2024, Angara proposed the reduction of subjects in the senior high school curriculum to just 5 or 6 subjects from the current 17 subjects. This move was meant to boost the employability of the students when they graduate. He said, although some schools are requesting, saying it is quite difficult to execute, so we will pace the implementation. Angara said the implementation will begin in the school year 2025 to 2026. The department will give schools the freedom to determine how they will put into practice the new measure in the curriculum. Angara said we will keep the basic curriculum and it is up to the schools if they want to add or offer electives, especially in the private sectors. We will give them a lot of freedom, he emphasized. The education chief mentioned that aside from being given less number of core subjects, students will have the freedom to choose their electives. He said so the students will be able to determine their interests and they can specialize on what they want. He also shared that the DepEd is coordinating with the Commission on Higher Education and Technical Education and Skills Development Authority for possible adjustments in college curriculums as a result of this initiative. Meanwhile, Ankara was asked if the schools are prepared on the target implementation of the reduced core subjects. He answered, yes. In fact, they welcome it. They feel that our findings are valid and the findings really came from them. Angara also reiterated his call on companies, the government, and the Civil Service Commission to review their hiring qualifications and determine the positions that need a 4-year bachelor degree. He stated there are a lot of salary grades in the civil service that do require a 4-year course. Later on koolNews Primetime, several senators withdrew support for anti-teen pregnancy bill. Shabu worth 9.52 million pesos has been seized and 2 people were nabbed in Iligan City. The House bill allowing junior high pupils to pick academic paths has been okayed on second reading. And on the international news, Trump calls Washington bishop nasty and demands an apology. Meanwhile, Trump shuts down White House Spanish language page and their social media of the White House. And also, Trump withdraws U.S. from unfair Paris Climate Accord and World Health Organization. And in entertainment news, Blackpink's Genie 2 dropped debut studio album Ruby on this March 7. It is now 10:43 p.m. as we will return with more news headlines that truly care for you right here on koolNews Primetime right after the break.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by Yakult Probiotic Drink. Yakult, panalo ka tiyan. Pride Bar Blue, hindi lang puti, kisla puti. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified, world-class quality. ACS. QBA Telecom's all-new Aria Saya 30. Now with 10 gigabytes access to Mobile Legends, PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty, Wild Rift, Cookie Run Kingdom, and Clash Royale for 7 days. QBA Telecom, connecting every Filipino story. And Delsat TV. Enjoy SD and high-definition channels when you subscribe to Delsat TV.
Hello, buenas noches Pilipinas. My name is Blue Wave and you're watching Sábado en la Noche with Blue.
Nandito na ang bagong Saturday Primetime Talk Show kasama si Blue Wave.
At may joy transmission po ang SPC bukas 6 a.m. Ay, joy lang po.
Huli!
Pero hindi mo kami katulad. Isang say lang mga inisip at tinatanggap.
Kung showbiz balita, teknolohiya, BDAU reading o iba pa, we got you covered.
One last word, Mika, I love you. Bye.
Sábado en la Noche with Blue. Tuwing Sábado, 9 p.m. Dito lang sa Cool FM. Ang inyong himpilan, ang inyong tahanan.
You're listening to Cool FM.
Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa!
Dumarami na ang gumagaling sa Sid Panyawan Herbal Capsule. Ako po si Antonio de la Cruz from Northern Cotabato. Dati po sumakit yung likod ko pero ngayon gumaling na dahil sa Sid Panyawan.
Ako po si Kin. Dati po sumakit po aking tiyan at likod at ulo. Ayun, ininom ko yung herbal capsule. Pagkatapos bigla akong gumaling. Ay bay, natuwang aking misis.
Mabibili sa lahat ng drugstores nationwide.
katawan buong araw at work? No worries! Dispatch Salon Pass para maghatid ng direct ingredient penetration pang mabilisan within 30 minutes ay pang matagalang relief na dumidikit hanggang 8 oras. Patch, shoulder, neck, back, body pain. Patch, Salon Pass.
Methylsalicylate dimethyltocopherol acetate DL-Camphor is a generic name of Salon Pass. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Yeah.
Sa ulo ng mga balita.
Nabitin? Magtusiran Forte with Total Cough Relief Formula. Laban sa dry non-stop ubo, kati sa lalamunan due to post-nasal drip at sakit sa kakaubo.
Tusiran Forte!
Unilab yan. Dextromethorphan HBr plus phenylpropanolamine HCl plus paracetamol is the generic name of Tusiran Forte. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Tayo na sa iyo. Tayo'y magpatingin. Tayo na sa iyo. Sila'y eksperto at magagaling. Tayo na sa iyo. Inyong mata ay mahalin. EO Executive Optical. Ang practical. EO Executive Optical. Ito'y practical.
Madalas mapasok kapag niluluto para sa pamilya? Basta may paso o burn, United Home Burn Ointment agad.
Unilab yan.
Benzocaine, boric acid, and eucalyptus is the generic name of United Home Burn. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Protection
Yakult!
with 8 billion live LCS
Yakult!
that may reach the intestines alive.
Yakult!
Helps improve digestion and boost immunity.
Yakult!
With proper diet and exercise.
Yakult! Kaya panalo ka dyan! May bagong energy na! Pinakabago, pinakamainam na Enervon Z+. Pinalakas ng zinc, vitamin C, vitamins B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 12, at vitamin E. Pinakabago, pinakamainam na Enervon. Hey! Enervon Z+.
Unilab yan.
Multivitamins plus zinc is the generic name of Enervon Z+. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Kasangga, alam mo na ba na ang ating bone formation, collagen production at pampalakas ng immune system ay kinakailangang may kumpletong vitamin C sa ating katawan. Ngayon, alam mo na, dapat mag-Marxia ascorbic acid plus zinc ka na araw-araw. Maging ang pagdaloy ng dugo sa ating mga ugat ay mas maigi kung kumpleto ka sa vitamin C. Ang Marxia ascorbic acid plus zinc ay mabibili na sa pinakamalapit na butika o drugstore dito sa ating lugar.
Casino Ethyl Alcohol. Sa proteksyon ng pamilya, di kailangang mahal. Casino Ethyl Alcohol kills up to 99.9% of germs based on representative germs tested with good scent sa presyong sulit. Trusted na, safe pa sa bulsa. Yes to good vibes. Yes to good scent. Ethyl Alcohol is the generic name of Casino Regular. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Welcome back to koolNews Primetime. Let's continue. Several senators have rejoined the support for the controversial bill seeking to prevent adolescent pregnancies in the country. In a letter to Senate President Francis Chis Escudero on Tuesday, Senators TVH Nancy Binay, Cindy Villar, and Christopher Bongo requested the withdrawal of their signatures from Committee Report Number 41. The committee report contains Senate Bill Number 1979, known as the Prevention of Adolescent Pregnancy Act of 2023. The letter reads, in light of the recent feedback and numerous concerns raised on Senate Bill Number 1979, entitled An Act Providing for a National Policy in Preventing Adolescent Pregnancies, institutionalizing social protection for adolescent parents, and providing funds thereof, under Committee Report Number 41, we respectfully request the withdrawal of signatures from the said committee report. While we believe that the prevalence of adolescent pregnancy is an issue that must be urgently addressed, it is our position that further dialogues with stakeholders is essential in order to accurately dispel misconception and remove objectionable positions from the bill, he added. Senator Laura Lagarda, in another letter to the Senate chief on Wednesday, said, likewise requested the withdrawal of their signature from the committee report. Also, in separate letters to Escudero, Senate President Pro Tempore Jose Jingo Estrada and Senator Roman Bong Revilla Jr., one of the authors of the bill, expressed the desire to disassociate themselves from the bill. Estrada said, I arrived at this informed decision after I have carefully evaluated the sentiments and grave concerns of various private organizations that have expressed strong opposition to the proposed legislation. He confirmed in a text message to reporters that he was also withdrawing his signature from the committee report. Revilla, meanwhile, admitted that his withdrawal from support from the measure was influenced by recent sentiments against the proposed legislation. He said, upon further study and taking into consideration the recent sentiments voiced by our kababayans, I find myself in conflict with the possible outcomes should the said legislative measure be enacted into law. Senate Bill number 1979 remains pending on the Senate floor, while its counterpart in the House of Representatives was already approved last September. Revilla said, while I remain committed to addressing critical issues such as adolescent pregnancy and supporting comprehensive protection measures for adolescent parents, I believe that certain aspects of the proposed legislation require further refinement to better align with my advocacies and the interests of our constituents, Revilla said. The National Coalition for the Family and the Constitution's Project Alisay has launched an online petition against Senate Bill number 1979, which seeks to mandate, among others, the implementation of comprehensive sexuality education program in all public and private education institutions. The bill states that CSE should be integrated into the school curriculum, guided by depth and international standards. But for Project Talisay, the mention of international standards implied that the country is open to the concepts of CSE, including childhood masturbation. That is the impact of incorporating international standards. The bill imported an entire sexuality worldview and approach, the group said in their petition. Senators Roman Bong Revilla Jr. and Amy Marcos, authors of Senate Bill number 1979, have also distanced themselves from the measure. Both filed separate measures on anti-teen pregnancies, which were incorporated in the substitute Senate Bill number 1979. Revilla, however, clarified in a statement on Tuesday that House Senate Bill number 1979 contains provisions that were not in his proposal. Marcos also claimed the substitute bill was significantly different from her measure. Meanwhile, the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency confiscated shabu worth 9,520,000 pesos and apprehended 2 suspects in Iligan, Lanao del Norte. Their arrests were made in the bypass operation along Timbanga Highway in Barangay San Miguel, Iligan City at 12:30 p.m. on Wednesday, January 22. According to the PDA report released to the media on Wednesday afternoon, 1.4 kilograms of the drug were found in 1 vacuum-sealed transparent plastic and 4 knot-tied plastic packs. The marked bypass money, a black courier plastic pouch, a brown paper bag, an open green tea foil pack labeled with Chinese characters, a black shoulder bag, and a sports utility vehicle were also recovered during the operation. The PDA identified the suspects as Rice Amir, a 59-year-old unemployed Iligan City resident, and alias Baba, who was said to have sustained injuries during the operation. They both faced charges for violating the Dangerous Drugs Act. On Wednesday afternoon, the PDA also reported seizing a total of 52.5 billion pesos worth of illegal drugs from July 2022 to December 2024. And a bill allowing graduating junior high school students to choose different academic paths has been approved on second reading by the House of Representatives. During Wednesday's session, House Bill number 11213, or the proposed Education Pathways Act, was approved via viva voce or voice voting. If enacted, the bill would allow junior high students to choose between a preparatory program for college under the Department of Education to be taken during their senior high school years or a technical vocational program under the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority. The bill stated the DepEd shall develop and implement a comprehensive curriculum for grades 11 and 12 that prepares students for admission to colleges and universities. This curriculum shall encompass fundamental subjects to improve and guarantee that students acquire functional literacy and practical skills, and elective courses to allow students to explore their interests and meet college and university admission requirements of their chosen degree. The DepEd shall include the University Preparatory Pathway in its education roadmap and collaborate with the CHAT or Commission on Higher Education, colleges, and universities to guarantee alignment between the curriculum and college admission standards. Colleges and universities must ensure that students can easily obtain information about the program of study or curriculum guide to accurately prepare for their college studies, it added. TESDA, meanwhile, would be tasked to meet with industry partners about offering a variety of technical vocational programs based on an industry-driven and industry-approved curriculum that is designed to equip students with practical skills and competencies that are at par with industry standards. The bill read, the curriculum of these programs must further ensure that students acquire functional literacy skills to guarantee their employability upon completion of their chosen program and undergoing the necessary assessment for certification. The bill will also allow those pursuing technical vocational programs to follow a lateralized education system where they will undergo a test to determine if they qualify to enroll in colleges or universities that offer this system. House Bill number 11213 stated, upon finishing the technical vocational program and successfully qualifying in the Philippine Education Placement Test conducted by DepEd for grades 11 and 12, or any equivalent assessments administered by the DepEd to demonstrate attainment of competencies for grades 11 and 12, the student may enroll in colleges and or universities and unveil of the lateralized education program for educational advancement. The CHAT and ESTA shall strengthen existing policies and implementation of programs for the accreditation and recognition of prior learning of students, it added. Over the years, there have been calls for the government to reassess the viability of the K-12 program, as many believe it did not close the learning gap faced by many Filipino students. And now, as we head over to international headlines, Donald Trump on Wednesday called a Washington bishop nasty, quote-unquote, and demanded an apology after she told the U.S. president from the pulpit that he was sowing fear among the country's immigrants and LGBTQ people. Trump wrote on his Truth Social platform, the so-called bishop who spoke at the National Prayer Service on Tuesday morning was a radical left hardline Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone, and non-compelling or smart, wrote Trump after attending a service at the Washington National Cathedral given by Bishop Marian Edgar Bote of the Episcopal Diocese of Washington. Meanwhile, within hours of President Donald Trump's inauguration, which was yesterday in fact, the new administration took down the Spanish-language version of the official website. The site, currently www.whitehouse.gov/es, now gives users an error 404 message. It also included a go-home button that directed viewers to a page featuring a video montage of Trump in his first term and on the campaign trail. The button was later updated to read, "Go to the homepage." And on his first day back in the White House, President Donald Trump announced the United States withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord and from the World Health Organization, an executive action he made during his first term, but which his successor, Joe Biden, reversed. And now, as we head over to showbiz, where we will close it here, soloist and Blackpink member Jeannie is taking a step further in her solo career as she announced that her upcoming studio album, Ruby, will be released on March 7. Jeannie made the announcement on her social media platforms on Wednesday, January 22, along with the album's concept photo. The concept teaser showed the Mantra singer in a wet wig with front bangs, peeking at a smaller version of herself through a black curtain. And with that, as we close koolNews Primetime, we will have a quote of the day. We will have quote of the day brought to you by Brainy Quote. Here we go. Here's the quote of the day. Defeat may serve as well as victory to shake the soul and let the glory out. That is from Edwin Markham. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 11 p.m. and that brings us to the end of koolNews Primetime. As always, you can send us your comments, suggestions, and feedback to our email at tvhthephilippines.news@gmail.com. And we will return with more news headlines tomorrow with koolNews at 6. Until then, my name is Carol. Coming up next on Kool FM is Totoy na Lamao. This has been koolNews Primetime, and this is Kool FM. This is your station. This is home. Good night.